So all you have to do is put up an affiliate program, and then all these super affiliates are going to come out of the woodwork, promote your product, and then you're going to get rich. At least that's what everyone thinks, but it doesn't work like that. So today, first in this video, I'm gonna reveal the exact strategy that I've used to, number one, recruit top super affiliates in my space, earning hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, and number two, using that to become the ClickBank #1 back-to-back consecutive 2010 and 2011 bestseller.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
And then finally, the sinister turn of events that caused me to never work with super affiliates ever again. So my story starts out in 2009. I just launched my first info product on the Warrior Forum. It was a small, mild success, and I wanted to take it further and actually get affiliates to start promoting my products, but I just couldn't get it to work. I could not get any affiliates on board. And here was the crux of the problem. See, the first time you release a product, it's not really going to be up to par with the other seasoned vendors in your space. So when super affiliates come to choose your product, they're usually going to promote the other guy because that vendor is basically better than you at creating an offer. So let's reverse engineer this from the super affiliates perspective. And we're whipping out the iPad to go high budget. So let's say there's two offers. We have offer number one. This is your offer, and let's say that you've honed this, and let's say you just released this and you're pulling in a whopping 25-cent EPC. So that's not uncommon for a first introduction to an offer. We're talking like cold traffic or warm traffic here. So that's offer number one. Offer number two is your competitor. And by the way, if you don't have a product, this is still going to benefit you a lot if you're just a super affiliate. So offer number two is another offer that generates $1 per click or $1 EPC. Who do you think is going to get promoted here? It's going to be vendor number two that has the better offer. That's just the way it works. It doesn't matter how much clout you have, how much goodwill you've built up in the marketplace. At the end of the day, it comes down to the dollar. Who can make the most amount of money, because the affiliates want to get paid. So boil down to the most simplistic way to put this, in order to get super affiliates to promote your product, your offer needs to basically convert, and your first iteration is just not going to work out. And the video that I'm going to link you to at the end of the video talks more about that. So what you have to do is actually hone in the offer itself so that it converts better. And the way we do this is we create upsells for the main offer. So this nice little box here, this is your main. So this could be any sort of info product, even a software product. And then what we do is we start adding upsells. Now here's the kind of catch, is that the more that you complicate this, and I talked about this in another video, the more you complicate this, the harder it is going to be for you to scale. So upsell number one and upsell number two, they should basically be something that's like a low effort product that you can create that's basically automated, and it's not going to create a lot of operational drag for you. In other words, it's not going to take a lot of like tech support, a lot of customer support to deliver, or a lot of your time. So at minimum, you're going to want to have an upsell one, which, let's just say the front end, just out of simplicity here, makes $10. You can, let's say it makes $100. You can make it so that your upsell basically makes the same amount of money as the front end offer. So now we've essentially taken our EPC from 25 cents and we've doubled it to 50 cents. Okay, so it's getting a little better. Now what we can do over time is continue to split test this. We can maybe double this conversion and get that up to 50. And let's say you did a little split test in here, you maybe offered a downsell. And let's just say we can get like another 65, turn that into like a 65-cent EPC. We're kind of getting there. We're getting there to where our offer is actually formidable. So this is a continual process, and realistically, it takes about 6 months to put together a formidable offer. That's the bottom line. Like, it takes 6 months of marketing, iterating, and also driving traffic yourself to actually make this work. So the secret here is to have an offer that gets about a $1 EPC. It's kind of like the sweet spot, $1 EPC. There's obviously other factors that can come into play, like just some niches you can't get this, but there's high volume, so maybe a 60-cent EPC might be better. But in general, when you're able to get something that earns you $1 per click, then we can talk about making some serious full-time income from this offer. Now, step two, this leads into the next part of the process, and this is something you do concurrently, simultaneously as you're honing in your offer, and that is step two. You're actually going to promote the product yourself. So you're going to tap into various traffic sources. This could be YouTube, this could be TikTok, this could be Facebook. It could be any number of ways to get traffic to your offer. So When someone says, I want to start an affiliate program to promote my product, what they're saying is, I don't actually want to do the marketing, but it doesn't work out like that because you have to have two things in place. One, the main offer that works. We just talked about that. And you get to that place by driving traffic yourself and really mastering the offer. And number two, by doing this, we're able to do two things. We're able to build up an audience and we're able to build up a customer base. And what we can do is that with that list, we can then use that as leverage to start recruiting other super affiliates. All right, let me reiterate that because this is what's important. So we're doing this, one, to make a lot of cash, but to build up our mailing list and our audience so that we can then promote other people's products, because by doing so, then we can get them to promote us, okay? And that leads into step 3, and that is recruiting the actual super affiliates now that we have everything in place. So in 2009, I decided to get out from behind my computer and actually go to an in-person internet marketing conference. It was the first one I went to. I was like maybe 23, can't remember the exact age. And I was terrified. I was terrified of talking to people. So I went anyway. It was called Affiliate Summit NYC, and I checked into my hotel, went down to the conference hall, and immediately turned around and pretty much ran and went back to my room, all right? I was that afraid. So I was basically coping, and I laid down in bed and said, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick nap, and then after I get up from the nap, I'm gonna go down there, and then I'm actually gonna network. And as I was sitting there, I was like, you know what, screw this. It doesn't matter if I embarrass myself, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna start making connections. And that's what I did. Turns out I'm actually like a really good networker. And I went down there and did at least 100 introductions and eventually found, mostly by luck, but it was just through sheer grinding, I found the group of super affiliates that was in my space that I could network with and start promoting. I don't know, it's like when you put yourself out there, just opportunity comes about. So I networked. And as soon as I got home, I started promoting some of their offers. And then in return, they started promoting some of mine. And that's when I did my big launch and eventually became the ClickBank #1 bestseller, like I talked about in the beginning of this video. And that's what you got to do. All right. You got to go to in-person events. You can try to do this solely online, but the problem is that you really haven't formed a connection and it's easy for people to kind of like hit and run. So you promote them and they just kind of disappear. But if you meet people in person, it does something like there's some sort of bond that's formed that makes it harder for them to brush you off and more likely to reciprocate. And that leads to the sinister turn of events. So what happens is that once you get involved in these JV circles, you kind of have to promote everyone or else you get blackballed from the actual space. So what happens is I met a lot of good people, but also a lot of bad actors tend to work their ways into these circles. So what happens is that they promote you and you're kind of indebted to them in a way. And in order to keep everyone happy, you kind of have to promote them. And I'm not going to name names, but they can be kind of greedy. And their main goal or main purpose is just to try to siphon money out of the industry and basically give nothing in return. They just want to get the cash. They don't want to provide value because it's actually a lot of work to provide value. They just want the money. And what happens is that after they promote you, you're basically indebted to them and you kind of have to reciprocate because if you don't, they're going to badmouth you to everyone else and that hurts your influence in the actual group, the JV group that you're in. So because of that, you can get blackballed and you basically have to compromise and promote products that aren't really that good in order to stay in the game. And after discovering that that's how it worked and realizing that you're kind of in a weak position, I haven't really done any sort of super affiliate recruitment since like 2010, maybe 2011. That was 2012. That's when I stopped actually working with super affiliates and instead just focused on doing the marketing myself. And if I am doing affiliates, recruiting internally for my own customer base rather than externally with people that have customers. Because the second way, and maybe I'll make a full video about this because this is a really in-depth topic. The second way gives you a lot more control and you have you're coming from a place of strength and you're not indebted to anyone. Do you want me to make content about this? I know it's a kind of a niche topic, but there's a lot to learn in this lesson and recruiting affiliates is kind of like a whole masterclass in and of itself. So comment below, maybe I'll make a couple and let me know. I might make some YouTube videos. No matter which route you take, the key is having one really good offer that converts really well, you've honed it in. So that's what I talk about in this video. You should watch this right now if you want to learn how to get more control in your affiliate business and have more autonomy. It's all about doing this. You should click this and watch this video right now. It's immensely important. You're going to benefit greatly from it. It's time for some donuts. Deadbeat over and out.